Hi, guys. My name is John, and I want to apologize right from the get go. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Did I ever talk in front of a little camera before? No. I have everybody telling me, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. You need a monitor. No, you need some type of external mic. No, you don't. You got to put a windscreen on. There's so much things to know about this stuff. I really have to clap for all you guys out there. Uh, the YouTube people, man, you guys knows exactly what to do and how to do it. But I do have a lot of questions, and only way I'm gonna know is get a little camera like this and dive into it and see what comes out of it. And again, I do apologize for everything. Uh, if there's something that just don't seem right, because chances are it's not me working this. I'm from up north where it snows a lot. Everybody comes up here skiing. They says, "Oh wow, what a great area." Not. It's extremely hard, and especially if you have arthritis, if you have health issues, and yeah, when you're going into some of your golden years and you can't even walk, uh, it's somewhat of an issue also. So you work hard. Some of us beats up their body. There's times that you have to say with your wife, when retirement comes and it somewhat is right around the corner, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? We want to be like everybody else. Could we afford having one house here and another house in a warm area? Well, by the time you look into things, maybe you can and maybe you can't. So, all right, let's pick out Florida. So we start to look at homes in Florida. You want to be by the beach. Don't you want to be by the beach? Do you want to be more inside? Well, that's where a lot of the confusion came. We looked at homes online. I'm a great YouTube person. I've been looking at homes for the past 2, 3 years of where do you think you want to be in Florida. We were looking at beachfront properties. Well, it seems like a lot of these homes are in stilts. They're up in the air. Lord knows if you drink a couple of Vinadua wines and you stumble outside, boom, you're going to take a header down in the sand at least. Then there's areas that has alligators. My wife hates alligators. There's sharks. And I guess if you look into areas, lions and tigers and bears may even go with that as well. So we start to look in other areas. God bless YouTubers. They tell you exactly where to go and what to do, how to do it. Yeah, you could go there. It's good, it's nice, everything is somewhat perfect. But don't go out at night because there's crime. Or, hey, you could go down the street over in this little area. Forget about that. There's a lot of crime. Whatever happened to going downtown and eating a Coney Island hot dog? You know, the ones you take a bite and the oil comes down your arm there. I guess forget about Coney Island hot dogs. But we didn't give up. I kept looking at all the YouTube people. Go here, don't do this, go here, then you'll get something. Well, here's the crime rate of all these areas, and maybe you should go here, and maybe you should go here. Well, unless you have $1 million, $2 million homes, you could go up there, and if not more, will live up where Shaq used to be, up in Windermere, and yeah, nice place, but you have alligators. So what the heck do we do? So we started to look into villages. Oh, look, honey, they're dancing in the street. How cool is that? Every time we saw, and we couldn't wait for videos to come out with the villages, yeah, there's always people drinking, eating, having a good time, dancing in the street. You would think that Dick Clark will be coming out somewhere and start interviewing everybody. But it was enjoyable. All you could do was, hey, I would sit there next to my neighbor and say, hey, pass the gray poop on. It seemed like you guys are having a good time. But somewhere along the line, you had to go home and you have to face the music of what it's going to cost living there, taxes, and some of the issues that I would like to bring up also as well. So I started to put some feelers out. I emailed a few village YouTubers and asked for their opinions, their suggestions, and some questions. Uh, Very, very, very nice people. You guys, the village community are very tight, very nice people. They gave their ideas, they gave their suggestions, but they couldn't really answer the questions that I was looking for. And yeah, I live in a community where there's a lot of other people that wants to move too. They watch the villages, they watch the videos, and they're like me. Like everybody's hunky dory, and if there's an issue, it's in within reason, but they're not getting down to the brass tacks. And that's why I think someone like my wife and myself, Florida hopefuls, hopefully maybe we'll be there, has these questions. So what did I do? I'm glad you asked me. So I called up one or two realtors. Well, I guess you know what I'm going to say. Everything was great. That's the place you want to be. How much is your budget? When are you going to come? Why don't you book a flight and come on down now and we could talk about it tomorrow? Well, I would like to get some questions, some answers. Well, come on down and take the lifestyle visit. You'll find out for yourself. Well, maybe that still is not the area that I want to be in, but I got to go down and take a visit just to find out. And maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. Well, let us know whenever you're ready. Again, how much money are you going to spend? I'll give you a call. You know, we're touchy here. You know, I'm waiting for my wife to retire. Yeah, I'm retired too, but I don't tell much people that. And you know, and we want to take the plunge. So there was a realtor that's on YouTube a lot from the villages, and then I saw, oh wow, I guess it was her family or she has a business about an hour away from me, and I said, well, that's the person I'm going to call. Well, I called, I left a message. I didn't say I want to buy a house. And I just simply say, I saw that you're from the area about an hour ago from me. You know, hey, give me a call. Well, did I get a call? No. Maybe I should have said, I want to buy a house. And then all of a sudden you'll hear bling, 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 bling. Then the phone will start ringing. So forget about that contact. Did I call her back? No, I didn't. So I have to watch myself because my wife keeps yelling at me. You're always beating around the bush. Just come right to it and say what you got to say. Well, yeah, she's right. So I got to get down and dirty with some of these questions. I know I'm not going to get all of them in. I may have to do this again. Oh, Lord, help me. And hopefully maybe I could get better at it. But one of the questions that I need to ask is, so diversity. Looking at all of the videos that we totally enjoy so much and living in a community where there's so much diversity around us, I started to look for that when I'm looking at everybody dancing at the square, having a good time. Uh, Mixed couples. I don't see any mixed couples. Is there? Isn't there? Uh, Spanish couples. There's Spanish couples all around my area. Everybody gets together. We have those garage parties also as well. I don't see much Spanish couples. I do know, I think Cinco de Mayo, I think I saw, but is that only one? Like, is there Spanish couples there? African couples. Uh, I didn't see any. We don't see any. Naturally, diversity is our future. Across the street from us is a Hindu couple. I'll tell you what, if you want a party across the street, this Hindu couple, I don't even know why we would want to move. I mean, we have a great time. I don't want to single nobody out, but diversity is what makes the world go around, and we just simply don't see that in the videos. Is it the people that's taking the videos? I don't know. But after a couple of years, I mean, like, good Lord above, uh, I don't see much of that, if any. The biggest question I have is Florida insurance. I need oxygen. Now there's so much issues with Florida insurance. I don't even live in Florida, and it's always on the news up here about the companies are leaving. There's only one or two, three companies that stood. There still is many issues from the last hurricane. I guess that was Ian or Ian. The insurance companies are not paying the policies. Some is waiting over a year. Wow. Now, to my understanding, that this new bill where everybody has to pay, I guess, more taxes. So if it should happen again in the future, everybody has to help pay uh, for those homes. I don't know how that is going to sit with me and my wife. Again, I want to be there. She wants to be there. But it seems like, yeah, you hear a video about it here and there. Somebody had an insurance man on, bada bing, they talked bada bing, this went up, that went up, across the street didn't, this went low, and that was it. But and I know the insurance is extremely hard, especially now in the Florida area. I don't know if you even want to sell. Who wants to buy knowing that? Or do you stay? I would love to see and hear some of your understanding and suggestions on this, uh, because that turned me right around a 360. Uh, and then someone says, "Well, go to South Carolina. It's still warm down there." Well, South Carolina is somewhat close to Florida. I would imagine, when the hurricanes come, it goes over that way as well. There might still be some issues with insurance companies there. You work your whole life, you save your pennies, your nickels. I spent my quarters and dimes, but I saved my pennies and nickels, and this is all I got. And for me to purchase something like that, not knowing or getting a clear idea, the foundation that I'm going to stand on, well, and I know when we're young, we were able to recoup some of this, but when you start getting older, it starts getting kind of scary. And it really is. So they are some of the questions that I have that I just simply don't see. And I don't know if a lifestyle visit would help me. Me standing in a square calling all Spanish people, calling all African. No, I'm trying to ask. So is there? Isn't there? Like and I even feel funny even asking that. Uh, but from the area that I live in and the diversity that's around me, I'll tell you what, it's a great area. Everybody is great, and we're all super friends with each other. I am going to make another video, and please, I want you guys to write me, uh, Florida Hopefuls at gmail.com. I'm not too much into this YouTube channel yet. Uh, I'm asking for help from a lot of locally people. Well, you got to do this. No, uncheck that and put a dot there. And good Lord. But I guess this is the way of the future. And but I am going to make another one, and I do want to address in depth of some of this stuff here, and maybe I could get a little bit better handle at it. So thank you so much for allowing me to come on your screen, and you have somebody up here that wants to be there next to you. I just want to make sure I have the right move. Um, and maybe that lifestyle visit is the way to go. I don't know. I did have one realtor tell me, "Oh, you don't want to stick with the office because they're only going to show you uh, high price homes and they're very high pressured." But a day later, she called me up. Are you ready yet? Are you ready? So it's like, boy, I just turned to, I turned to everybody for a little bit of guidance. Thank you. Thank you again. And I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.